Hello, I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by Kyle, and you're now listening to the SoulInsights Podcast. Let it rain, be the forecast. C&K coming through with a new broadcast. UK raised at a show on the dog tag. Everything changed, but we always stay on track.
Straight face in the place, yeah, I'm on that.
Every week a new episode on tap. Same phase, new pace, better contact. Socials, Soul Insights Index. We follow that. Follow that. Follow that. Follow that. Hello, and welcome to the SoulInsights Podcast. I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
And we're going to be talking about our diving skill that we have acquired.
Paddy diving open water course, I
Yes.
believe is the way to word it.
And we're going to just talk about our experience, and if you're interested in possibly getting your open water course, this is what you might expect as your journey. So we'll kick off with the music recommendation is Suicide Boys again, Ramirez, Grey Gods.
Sick song.
So it's going to the
Sock
SI
song.
Pod playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because that's our style of music that we're slapping at the minute.
Sound.
We had to
What?
see with the playlist, like, how our music style just changes. Don't you think?
Randomly going from like normal stuff to absolutely dark, demented stuff kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Game, just because it's coming out in a couple of days from recording this. It's probably been out for like a year now by the time you're hearing this, but MK1, so it's in new Mortal Kombat.
For the new consoles only.
I don't actually know. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it. I just saw that it's coming out on the 19th of September. So, yeah, add that one. Mortal Kombat's always a good game, isn't it? So
yeah,
it's always jokes.
fatalities as well.
TV is Ashoka, so that's new Star Wars one with the woman thingy,
Oh, yeah.
if we can call it a woman. I don't know.
Yeah, her story.
The female-looking character.
Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ashoka. Well, however you say it, yeah. Which I haven't actually started yet. I need to start, really.
Apparently it's really good. I wouldn't bother watching it, but apparently it's good.
Yeah.
If you're a Star Wars fan.
I'll watch it at some point just for the sake of watching it. And then I don't have any films for this week.
Games as well, I will say. The PS Plus that dropped.
It was wank.
What is that? Especially because they've upped the price as well. That's
Yes,
what you're paying
quite
for.
a lot.
Mental, isn't it?
But,
so that's
well.
what you're paying for, ladies
Yeah,
and gentlemen, and all sorts. So.
Some people might like some of the games on there, but none of it's for us. So
Mm.
jokes.
Oh, Starfield as well. I think that's had some good response.
I think I mentioned that last week.
Yeah, I think it's been out a little bit.
Or in like 4 episodes' time, depending on the order of things coming out. But jokes.
But yeah, just banter. And
Sound.
right, Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig. Chapter 6, Roll the Bones, Connecting the Dots of a Wide Open Universe. And the word is Kadot. Kado, maybe? Kadot. And it's the fear of the prospect of not existing one day, feeling like a student about to graduate from the universe on the cusp of a transition you don't feel ready for.
I think we can all relate to that, not wanting to exist.
It's the fear of not existing one day, not wanting to.
Oh, so, okay, yeah, so we never have that because we don't have the fear of not wanting to exist.
So it's like, I think it's the fear is if like you went through all this effort to be like a master of something and then you just don't exist. So what was the point?
Fair enough.
It's like the fear of like, what did it all mean? You know what I mean?
It meant nothing because nothing means anything.
So, yeah.
Nice dark outlook
Nice
on
little
life there, yeah. Top notch.
Right, cocktail.
On a lighter note.
Kiss in the dark. We're staying on the dark. Take care when ordering. Depending on your sex and disposition, asking your host for a kiss in the dark could lead to social complications when all you really wanted was a drink. It might be safer to memorize the recipe instead. 3/4 of an ounce of gin, 3/4 of an ounce of cherry brandy, and 3/4 of an ounce of dry vermouth, is it?
Yeah, vermouth.
Stirred with ice and strained into the glass. The flavour is distinctive and so is the smell if you happen to mislay your partner at a crowded party. All you have to do is follow your nose. And if that doesn't work and you're caught kissing someone else, remember what Groucho Marx said. When his wife surprised him with another woman, I wasn't kissing her, I was whispering into her mouth.
Fuck that drink.
And,
Fuck that drink.
so yeah.
Just as soon as you said gin, it's like, no, I ain't drinking that.
That's quite strong though.
Cherry
Gin and
brandy, though. Yeah.
What's vermouth?
Banger.
What's that? Vermouth.
Just a type of liqueur,
A liqueur.
really. Or type of spirit. It's boring, plain kind of thing, I'd say. Like,
Is it dry?
you've got, like, say, like vodka. It's just like
Oh, right.
it is what it is, really, isn't it? There's nothing like special about it necessarily. I'd say it's kind of like that.
That's quite strong then, isn't it? There's no like little chaser.
It might not be. It might not be that much. Let's
well, just quarter of an ounce. That's probably quite a small amount, to be honest.
Yeah, they're always small amounts, aren't they? Okay, it's a fortified wine.
Oh, okay, that rings a bell actually when you said that. Yeah.
So they're always about 20% ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can be flavoured with like herbs and spices and shit like that.
You ever tried that tonic wine?
I don't know.
I forgot what it's called.
Good.
Oh, yeah, well, it's mad. It's strong, like, let's get a bit mental on it.
Good.
I can't remember the name of it. There's another wine that they kept saying.
Openness.
But yeah, I don't know. It'll
Probably come to him in the middle of the night when he's having a wank.
Yes. Right. Main topic.
We're there already?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It's good, isn't it? We fly through this now.
Just as it should be. Right, yeah, so scuba diving. Not to be mistaken from diving like Neymar.
No, or free diving.
Or skydiving. Or
DM
diving into a grave.
So, I don't know how we kick this off.
What actually was it? So it's Scuba Blue. No, it's not. Paddy is the actual diving institution kind of thing, isn't it? Where you get your qualifications as recognised like around the world. Yeah. So you do these Paddy courses. There's billions of different courses you can do in different things, depending on if you want to specialise in something particular. But like the main one is the Paddy open water diving for like your bog standard buddy like us, basically.
I think if in order for you to be like specialised with the others, you probably need this basic one first. That covers like the foundation of it.
What, this one that we've done?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to do it, wouldn't you?
So it's like
it's like starting point. You have to do this to be able to do anything else, I'd imagine, because you can't just go and do like the enriched oxygen course if you don't have a clue what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't even know how to dive. So it's like this is your gateway to getting into doing
the world of
really,
it,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you do this course and then you can branch off into other things. So like that sort of thing, really, isn't it?
So this one qualifies you to 18 meters.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you go on holiday, it'd probably be the sort of diving that you would do.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't
like
be going much deeper for like your bog standard thing, because as we experienced, you get down to probably like 14 meters and it just suddenly turns fucking freezing.
Cold, yeah.
Like it's like you've just sunk into ice kind of thing. It just gets so cold. It's so different, isn't it? And like the pressure is mad, and like it's surprising how quickly it changes. Considering you think you've gone down, let's say it's 14 meters ish. You've gone down 14 meters and you're like, oh, this is all right, and then all of a sudden you drop that into that 4 towards the bottom of where you can technically dive, and it's like, yeah, it's mad. So they say you go below 18 meters and everything changes, with like times you can be down there, having to come up and stop at certain points and all that sort of shit, because of stuff that gets put into you. We'll cover it when we do the I can't remember the specifics
side of it. I probably know some of it
straight over my head.
So when you start off with, I guess we'd probably recommend, so if you're in the south west of the UK, we went with a company called Scuba Blue. So shout out to them.
Shout out Scuba Blue.
Because they were pretty good and detailed about what they were doing. To be honest, like they just
private
made you
company
feel
thing.
Comfortable with like whatever sort of skill level you wanted to do, and like at your own sort of pace as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we started off doing a tri session, which is basically just in a swimming pool. I mean, it's not even that deep, was it? I mean,
the deepest was about 2 meters, I think.
It's just the sensation of like putting the regulator in your mouth and putting your face under the water and breathing through that. It's probably like, if you've never done that before, which I've never done, it was weird to think like you're underwater and you can still
breathe,
chill out. Yeah.
So it's like, if you do that, at least you can tell if you're gonna hate it. Because if you're gonna hate it, there's no point doing it.
Yeah, if you're put off, like if you're scared for just doing that, it's like, well,
there's no point.
There's extra stuff. And then that's basically just getting a feel for, obviously, the wetsuits and all the diving gear that you put on, isn't it? Like, obviously, all like the little, like ways of like attaching the bottle and stuff. You just get shown it initially, don't you? And then obviously like a little...
Yeah, when you go into it, you actually do it yourself.
Brief of some of the theory behind what it actually all is. Yeah. And then we had a little taster of like what to expect. So like the goggle thing, wasn't it? where you had to like fill your goggles up a little bit and like the
to be able to clear
technique.
water out of your goggles, which seems weird as well. You're underwater, you get water in your goggles. How do you get that water out?
Yeah.
It seems strange to think that you have to basically pull them off your face to get the water out, when you'd think it would just be letting water back in, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Just forcing like all the
It's strange how things work, but they do.
Yeah.
Like you'd think,
The actual
like
science of it's probably a bit mad.
free flowing
You just do it.
regulator. So the tube that you put in your mouth continuously blows air out, and you can't stop it. You have to put it halfway in your mouth, so your mouth's halfway technically breathing in the water, but it actually breathes in the air that's getting blown out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas you wouldn't think that, would you? You'd think you'd just be swallowing water constantly.
And you think like if you saw that logic, like in films where like there's little air bubbles coming out of a pipe and they're like,
Yeah.
it's a bit like that, isn't it? Like a little air bubble, you just swim into it and you just
Jokes,
get your
isn't
little
it?
air back again. But so that was like the main thing. Then obviously we inquired about the course, and then what you can go through is like a lengthy one, so you can keep doing like a few pool sessions, then do like a quarry session, isn't it? Or you could probably go in the sea and do it. I mean, what we did was in a quarry. But we chose the intensive, which was a 1 pool session and then 2 days.
1 pool day.
Yeah, and then 2 days at the quarry. And then you would be qualified, so it was quite quick. So then we start off with the swimming pool. Oh, no, before that, we had to do a bit of theory, wasn't it?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A shit ton of theory, like
So
you wouldn't believe it.
you get like a little bit. It's preferred that you do at least a few sections before your pool session, because it kind of makes more sense when you do the pool session of like the logic behind what you're doing. So it goes into like, what was it, 5?
5 sections,
about 5
I think.
modules, yeah. And then they each obviously cover like skills as a diver, which is mainly what you would learn as the practical, like what are the actual like little skills and like the emergency situations. And then the reason like why you have weight and the correct amount of weight to make sure that you don't sink too quick, but like there's enough for you to actually be that like buoyant sort of level, isn't it? So it's enough for you to like, there's that level where when you're breathing in and out, you're kind of floating. You're not like sinking so much. Your lungs are the reason why you're bobbing up and down a little bit. But yeah, a lot of the theory, we just did like a section at a time, and there's like a review session at the end of each module.
Yeah, your little quizzes you have to complete and get 100% on the actual quiz bits at the end of each thing, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, no, not on the quiz bits, on the little like
little
review.
knowledge reviews, and then you have
do
like
the
a little quiz. Yeah.
And then you've got a whole exam at the end of it. But
yeah, which was like you said, it was
it's easy enough. It's just remembering shit, but some of it's pointless.
I did think
as
a lot
well
of
for
like
what the course is.
a lot of the theory, like you said, you kind of rereading.
It's kind of adds in the tiniest bits of detail as you go through the sections each time, so it'll be the same stuff you've read with a little bit extra added in.
Yeah, definitely.
Or it'll start doing like, enriched air, this is what it is, and then this is the course that you can do, and then it's like, we don't need to know anything about that because it doesn't apply to an 18-meter depth. So quite a lot of it's kind of like you can probably get away with not reading any of it.
A lot of it's kind of like hidden marketing techniques.
Ooh,
so it's kind
you're
of
doing this. If you want to learn about this, try this.
Yeah, they try and like widget
jog
bits
on,
in, so it's fair enough. They did say it's quite American style, that, but like you got to appreciate the grind, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, we did like a few modules, then went up to do the swimming pool.
We did most of it actually.
Yeah.
I think I have one section and the exam left.
It doesn't take too long. How long do you reckon each module takes?
Oh, I don't know. If you sit there and properly read through it, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah,
each
you end
section.
up kind of skim reading, but
yeah, it's pointless most of it.
A lot of unless it goes into like the actual pressures and like the changes, the more technical terms, like fair bit of it's common sense, I would say.
Yeah.
So if you do possess a bit of it, then it's not too bad. But
most people don't.
The most useful, I thought, theory-wise, was the lower you get, obviously, you use more oxygen. You can actually see like how much you would be using, not just like, the lower you get, the more you use. Like it kind of basically is that, but you actually kind of know the numbers. To be honest, it kind of makes sense. Like when you're planning a dive, you kind of actually know what the fuck you're planning, to be fair. But yeah, otherwise than just rely on a computer, obviously.
Yeah, but that's easy.
That's basically just what tells you what to do all the time.
That's what it is nowadays. You have a computer and it tells you everything. You don't really need to think for yourself.
So pool session. We rock up. I mean, it's quite cool actually. Like
the people who run the company, it was their family's house with the pool, which they may as well, because why not?
Yeah, exactly.
So nice outdoor pool, nice weather as well, wasn't it?
And your own pace. It was literally just me and you that did it. So it's kind of like it was
it was one-on-one because there's two of them, two of us. So it's one-on-one. So if one of us struggling with something, then you can hold yourself back, and then the other one can carry on still.
I would say it's quite cool learning skill with you in a way where it's like we kind of advance the same sort of pace.
Snowboarding, we did the same, didn't we?
Yeah, and scuba diving, we kind of just advanced the same sort of way. Like even if you kind of had an issue with something, it wasn't.
You end up picking up
you back
and
so much, though, is it?
Yeah.
Like it's not like I'm just stood there waiting, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it was decent. You went through like a little bit of theory because I think they check like the people monitor like what your theory side is, isn't it? They can see like the back part of it, so they can see obviously how much you've done, and then obviously we went through a little bit of a theory, like exam thing at the start, wasn't it? But they go through it with you.
Yeah, exactly. Carry on.
Is that they're dead? Dead headphones.
Yeah, don't matter. Right. Carry on.
They went through like a bit of a theory with you, and then all of a sudden we kit up. Quite a thick wetsuit as well, I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember what millimeter it was.
If you're a surfer.
Yeah, and you'd want the winter one because even we did it in August, didn't we? And it was fucking freezing still.
Yeah. And they obviously have a dry suit as well, which I'd imagine you can see why divers use dry suits.
Yeah, especially winter.
The warmth, yeah. It's just another way how you've got to learn about certain air pressures with a dry suit.
Because you let air goes into your suit, so you need to learn to let it out as well.
Yeah.
So it's extra things to think about.
So before going in the pool, we learned how to put on the kit. So that was pretty easy. I mean, there's literally maybe like 5 or 6 steps to learn.
It's just once we've done it, like went at the quarry a few times, it was like, oh yeah, this is easy actually. But like the first time doing it at the quarry and the second time, it was kind of like, which way round does this go and that sort of thing. But yeah, it was easy enough.
It's easy enough to put it all on, check the air pressure, make sure it's on. Then you check your buddy's gear as well, because obviously that's what they all about. Is like you dive with a buddy, so you obviously check their sort of gear, whether it's like the air's on as well, like where your buddy's air's on.
Yeah.
And then you put on the gear, and then you do another check again, which I can't remember all the terms.
Oh fuck no! There's loads of acronyms for stuff. So.
Yeah, like loads, but you kind of.
Which you don't need to go into.
No, before going in the water, you check your buddy stuff again to make sure it's all on and all like the releases work. To be honest, that's the main one, isn't it? I would say. Like,
make sure everything works properly, and then
you know where your buddy's like weight system is as well. Like you have like these lead weights that are part of your jacket. And then inflate your BCD thing, which is like your little air jacket. It's basically like a life jacket, which you kind of control and it helps you. And then you go in, isn't it? I mean, we could just jump in as well. Like throughout the day, you learn how to do a entry as well.
Different types of entry, yeah.
So yeah, you go in, and then obviously we just go through a few skills. So it was like all of the free flowing regulator. You do like your goggles,
mask clears, swimming, like trying not to breathe, that sort of thing.
What happens if you lost your goggles? Because it's quite weird. Like some people could panic in that situation because like you're uncomfortable because you're obviously got no goggles on, so your eyes are obviously getting like slapped up.
What happens if you run out of air? What happens if your body runs out of air? Taking off all your kit underwater and putting it all back on.
So it's quite fun skills.
Yeah, it's mad really when you think about what you're actually doing it, right? So
yeah, and plus you're in a swimming pool, so it's not like you're at your depth or anything.
Yeah.
So this is when you feel like how confident you are in the water, and then I think we naturally felt all right. So we just advanced at an all right pace, to be fair.
The worst part was at the end we had to do 10 lengths of the swimming pool. It was wetsuit and weights, so you take all your tank and that off, but wetsuit and weights, and you have to do 10 lengths of the swimming pool. Or no, it might have been wetsuit for that. But then after that, you had to spend, I think it was 10 minutes with the weights on your waist in your wetsuit, just treading water in the middle of the pool. And fucking hell, it is a long time. And
yeah,
I'm thinking if I'm in that situation in the water, I'm getting rid of them weights. Fuck that, they're going, aren't they?
I thought the most weird was like the snorkel, to be honest.
Yeah, snorkel's horrible, to be honest.
You kind of like remember to like purge the snorkel when you try and breathe. Yeah,
you breathe in and you just swallow a load of water, don't you?
So it's interesting. Like you said, for such like small, I don't know, like there's not too much attached to it, but it all kind of just works, to be honest. It's like there's not too much to really like mess up. When it does mess up, obviously you'll know about it. But it's quite weird when they says the one where you had to simulate running out of air and had to use your emergency regulator. And you see the gauge just go down and down when they turn it off. And then it's like when you breathe in, you like do like
you breathe in and it's like nothing going in. Yeah, it's like it's fucked, isn't it?
So that's like, geez, yeah. But it's quite cool. Like, yeah, you just simulate obviously like the rescue procedures and things, and then Yeah, I mean the following weekend or like 2 weeks after or whatever,
I can't remember how long it was.
we did the quarry session. So it was at Vobster Key. It's quite well set up, to be honest, isn't it?
It's made for diving. They've
Yeah.
got like sunken boats, planes, helicopters, cars, tanks, these weird little clown things.
So loads of
Like,
different like decks.
A shit ton of stuff like that. Like some of it, obviously, we'd only be able to see certain stuff because we can't go deep enough. But we saw there's cars, plane, a couple boats. One of them's quite a big boat as well.
You follow like a
I
highway
think that's
sort of
what
thing,
we
don't you?
saw.
Like a road
Yeah.
sort of down.
There's certain places you're not supposed to go because obviously it just suddenly drops to like 30, 40 meters.
Yeah, it
and
goes quite dark
goes
as well.
mad.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it goes pitch black. The weather wasn't exactly great when we were there, so it was all the like
And the
algae
afternoon
was
sessions
a bit
as
kicked
well.
up. Yeah, so it wasn't terribly clear, but you could still see what you were doing,
What
where
you'd
you were
expect
going.
like if you dive in the UK, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then there's so you went through like a little briefing before. I mean, the guy we had, I think it was Christopher.
SAS dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
Christopher.
He
yeah.
he treated it quite seriously, sort of thing, and
Which
it
is
helped,
how it should be.
Yeah, it like it helped like just keep us switched on. To be honest.
Yeah.
I quite like how in depth they go, and I said, well, one thing I quite liked about learning to dive in the UK is I quite like the UK standard of things.
Very high, so you go somewhere else and you get told a third of it, if that.
Yeah, you probably just like,
Whereas
just get a
here,
kit on
you-
and send yourself.
You know you're getting told everything here, so you know everything.
It's quite nice to
basically.
know like why something happens the way
Yeah.
it does. You're not just putting on the kit going, oh, that happened, but you know
It's
what I
all
mean?
quite
Like, you
anal,
kinda
really,
know-
and
yeah.
of like how you got to do stuff.
But yeah,
So-
basically we went down. It was 2 days, so for two
Two
full
dives
days,
a day.
Yeah, and basically the first dive, I can't remember what we did exactly. I remember I had issues. with goggles, which
Partial
was-
mask clear.
Yeah,
Regulator out and in, and then a little swim around, I think it was. Second one would have been full mask clear, reach around, get your regulator back, and swim, I think. Third one they say is the hardest one, I think.
is that the emergency ascent thing?
No, I think that might have been the last one.
No, 'cause the last one was just a dive, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? Whatever order you do it in then, but
It's something along the lines. Isn't
mask
it?
fully off and back on. Emergency ascent, so you simulate that you've run out of air and you need to come up 5 meters. Was it a bit more than that?
I can't remember.
Don't know.
Yeah.
You have to come up a certain amount of meters, constantly breathing out without being able to breathe in, and you have to get back up to the surface. And then
Manually
you've
inflate.
got to like manually inflate your buoyancy jacket and that.
Yeah.
You've got like other stuff. You've got to make yourself neutrally buoyant under the water.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of like just float there, sort of thing. You're not having to put any effort in.
Mhm.
Ascending and descending without the guide, so without the rope. Like you've got a rope that goes down. You can go
Oh
up and
my
down
days, remember-
on the rope,
Sorry.
and then you've got it where you've got to go down off the rope.
Yeah.
Going down off, you can't tell how fast you're sinking, so suddenly you just go. It's like shit. What's
We'll mention
happening?
a couple of issues that we've had. I reckon I've got 2, and I know you probably have one. But then there's yeah, it was quite good fun though, all in all.
Yeah, so they end it every time with you have your little swim around. There's obviously stuff to see. There's little fish in there and that sort of thing. Little like
They
crabs
tell
and
you
shit.
if you've like passed. It's kind of like an assessment in one way, isn't it? It's like he's watching you, but like it's chill at the same time. I thought it wasn't so like.
No, obviously they need to make sure that you can do everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you're here to also have fun. Diving's supposed to be fun,
Yeah.
so don't let it make a bad experience for
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Kind of like enjoy yourself, but you have to be able to do this stuff, basically.
So there's a couple of issues we say.
You go yours first, because yours are like more like fixable.
Yeah. So one was goggles. 'Cause I feel like I'd always have an issue with goggles.
I'm pretty sure it's because your goggles were way too tight. You even said that in the first place, and then the fact that he said if your goggles are too tight, it can break the seal. So that makes sense as to why they wouldn't work, rather than your mustache, because I had more of one than you,
Yeah.
and so did Bold Dude. So
Yeah, exactly. But you could have anything that breaks it. That's why, like,
Yeah.
you might see some divers as bold as well, because obviously you got to make sure that like
your hair's
your hair
not in
doesn't
there.
break like the top part of your
Yeah.
goggle. And that's another thing when they take your goggles off. It's another way of showing like get your hair out the way sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like you just take your time doing it. Yeah, you kind of want to time it because of your air. Like I might use more air than you. That makes sense because I'm a bigger person.
Yeah.
So like I would probably use more. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you've used more air and someone else hasn't. It's just different body types, isn't it? Like you might breathe quicker than me. Like, that might just be something you do or something. You know what I mean? But what was the other issue that I had?
You couldn't do
the BCD.
Oh yeah,
cut my lip.
I can blow into it, could you?
But so there's one that you have to simulate. You breathe in through your regulator and then you exhale in the BCD, and I couldn't fucking do it. So.
The only thing you really struggled with skill-wise was coming up the emergency ascent on
yeah.
I don't know why you had a problem with it.
I don't know. I think it might have been part of the fact that I was a little bit cold as well.
It did get fucking... You're sitting there like waiting for somebody else to do the skill, and it does get cold. When you're swimming around, it's fine, but when you're just sat there, it gets
so I just didn't
cold.
feel like... I probably exhaled more than I should have as well. Like, you just got to simulate like little bubbles as you're going up, so... It's just a combination of things. Then obviously I had to keep going up and down. So
I did not want to have to drop back down. That's the last thing I wanted to do was come back down.
Yeah, because for that I literally went straight back down again, didn't it? Like, you don't slowly ascend. It's like, right, back down.
No, so I was like, I'm doing this first time, even if it kills me. And then we got to the top, and he was like, they said before, if there's nowhere for you to stop up top, we can't leave you alone. So luckily there was a buoyancy aid that was empty, so I could stay on that, because otherwise I'd have had to come back down and then fucking struggle to get back down, because I kept having problems with my ears. I couldn't equalise, and it felt like my head was going to explode constantly. And I actually had ear damage for quite a long time afterwards.
Jokes.
And it's still not exactly properly healed. So that would have fucked me even more. And then it's sitting down in the cold again, waiting for other people to do shit and that. So
I mean, we only had one other person that we did.
It was alright. It was good. But like 2 of them and 3 of us.
The only thing with descending, again, it's down to what your body wants to do. Sometimes it's like, some people can just drop like a rock, which I feel like I could probably do. But some people want to gradually come down, because you'll notice it definitely if your ears haven't equalised, isn't it? You start feeling it block. And if they're blocked and you're constantly going down, it's just going to get more pressure on your head.
Especially when it's cold as well.
So what they do say, as soon as you start to feel something, you go up a little bit to a depth that you don't obviously experience it, try and equalise it and come back down again, isn't it? So even if you took like ages, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just what your body does. It's nothing that you can't particularly do.
Not going to lie, I bit the bullet quite a lot and just went. I thought, I can't do this, I'm just going to go down. That's why with mine, so there was little like platforms that you drop down to a platform and then you do your skill, and then maybe you drop down to another platform and you'd like gradually go down like that. So I'd always struggle getting down to the first platform, which was about 5 meters.
From surface, isn't it?
From surface to 5 meters, I'd always struggle, and I'd have to sit there for like 30 seconds and keep trying to blow out my ears basically, and trying to fix it. But once I fixed it there, I could then go down to what it was to start with, 12 meters on the first few dives, be absolutely fine. Like, we'd get to the deepest point and then we come back up and I'd be like, how deep do we go? It's 12 meters. Like, right, after that initial 5 meters, my ears had no problem at all. Same when we dropped down to 18 meters, although I think we dropped a little bit further off the bat. We dropped down to maybe like 8 to begin with and then went down gradually.
Yeah.
So it's just that initial bit for me, but it fucked my head right up.
Yeah, jokes on that.
Last dive was cool. Like, you literally... I think you had to quickly do some sort of skill on the surface, didn't you, that we didn't have time to do in the one before? Because you had a problem.
The BCD, wasn't it?
So it was just literally that, and then it was, let's go for a dive for half an hour.
Do you notice that I could do it? It's just obviously, like even he said, wasn't it? It was just like my
the mouthpiece
BCD
was a bit shit.
It was different to like the other 2 that were diving, which was obviously me having the fucking awkward shit.
Yeah.
But the end dive was really chilled. Like, what diving should be was like that, where it's kind of like, he did say once where like I would just drop down and leave you.
You're supposed to stay with your buddy, and he literally just disappeared. Oh, okay then.
But swimming together in that, like, it was, you know what I mean? I feel like we were fine,
right,
to be honest.
Yeah,
like you kind of swim next to each other, and the buddy behind us was obviously a bit as well.
Yeah, we kept kicking his head because he was trying to go too fast. But even though he was supposed to stay with his buddy, and he wasn't really, was he? He was just
like, it's not all like a race though, is it? I feel
you're
like
down there
diving,
to enjoy yourself.
You're there to like see what's going on. Like, if there's a ship there, why do you need to like pedal around at like 50 miles an hour?
Exactly.
Like, you just sat there staring at a boat. Like, that's quite cool. So I don't know, but like I say, we'll have to try and take the skill abroad, mate. Get a nice, desirable waters. When we got to
exactly.
Morocco,
It'd be
it would have been
completely different,
interesting, wasn't
probably.
it? That was one thing that we would have done. So
Yeah, I'd say we need to go North Morocco though, isn't there, for that?
yeah, exactly.
So-
But there'll be a time
Plenty of
where,
other places we can go and see.
as long as like your head's all right, like we could.
Yeah,
we
I
will
think
in the
it'll be-
future.
I think it'd be better in warm water anyway, because I think cold water contributed to it being a bit bad. So-
Yeah, see what it's like, isn't it?
We'll see. If my head explodes, it explodes.
Hopefully in the future, yeah, we'll go somewhere cool.
Yeah.
Like again with Paddy, you can do just diving trips like that, and you can obviously live on the boat purely to do diving sort of thing. So you might do like a 4 or 5 day diving trip if you wanted,
Yeah.
or there's another one where you can stay at like a resort, isn't it? So we'll just see. Be cool in
Plenty
the
of things
future.
to do. So.
All in all, would recommend, especially if you like water.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
cool
cool.
skill to have.
Yeah, exactly. There's something random to say you can do, isn't there, really? So.
And you do get a qualification at the end, and you get your little Paddy card. And I would probably recommend getting a physical version of the card, because depending where you dive, you might not necessarily have internet to show.
Which you do have to pay for it. But yeah, as you say, it's quite a nifty thing.
Depending
to
on
have,
how
isn't it?
what of a weird sort of location you want to dive,
Yeah.
you might not necessarily have the Wi-Fi. So that'd be
Jacks.
cool, quite cool though.
Yeah.
Like Madagascar or something. It's insane. So yeah.
Right. I have nothing else to say, I don't think so.
No, I think
Covers
that
all
was
of it, I think.
I thought it was really fun. I don't know whether to actually advance it though. I wouldn't mind doing the advanced open water maybe in the future. But it's quite nice to know they've got a base level, because I could probably take that skill and maybe do the advanced abroad.
Yeah.
Like maybe just do it like some more desirable waters,
Yeah, not UK.
and actually go in the sea as well. Because obviously we just went in the quarry, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it'd be cool to actually experience like the ocean. Ocean. But yeah, that's it, I think.
Sounds.
Right, on to new music, not so new music.
New music as of recording this.
So it is D4VD or David probably. The Lost Petals, Polarize, Fatalism, Vic Mensa, Victor, DJ Hopper, Logic, Marlon Craft, Keep Being You, Logic, Free Music, Snot, Cruel World, Denzel Curry, Kenny Mason, Sked, City Morgue, Zilla Kami, SOS Moolah, I guess, My Bloody America, Connor Price, Curl, All of the Above, Don Broco, Birthday Party, Jason Status, Headaches, RD, Liquor and Cigarettes. I'm saying that now. I think that is going to be a massive song. I mean, it probably already is an overplayed, just wow song by the time this comes out, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it now. Heady 1K Trap Park Chinoy, Doja Cat Ballot. I don't know how you say these. Drake Scissor, Slime You Out, Diddy, The Love Album, Off the Grid, Declan McKenna, Nothing Works, Bombay Bicycle Club, Turn the World On, 30 Seconds to Mars, It's the End of the World But It's a Beautiful Day, and JVKE, This Is What Autumn Feels Like.
Sock.
So what have you been spamming on the new music, mate?
Oh,
Vic
I don't
Mensa I
actually
played.
know.
That was a cool album.
I played it once. Nas had a new album. I played that once. Ransom. I played that once.
Yeah.
I've not really spammed anything like new today. I just
I don't
listen to
think
everything
too much
once.
has made playlist, but it was quite an interest. It was quite a fun listen day though. Just checking out
Yeah.
everything, isn't it? It's always quite fun Fridays, to be honest.
Yeah, just listen to some random crap and that. So.
But we're tuning. Obviously, that new Drake song "Slam You Out" with SZA is off his new album, which we'll be reviewing momentarily.
At some point,
Yeah.
we might have already reviewed it. Who knows? Who knows?
There we go. We don't do fact and joke anymore, do we?
No, but we'll do a quick word on what I'm wearing then. So,
Oh, yeah. We should have done that at the start.
No, it doesn't
Just
matter,
sat
does
there
it?
looking like a bumblebee.
Yeah. So, listeners, then. So, I'm in a yellow and black football top from St. Berthevin FC, not the French club. So you can, if you're watching, you can see it. There's the badge. There's the sponsor. A to B Removals. Obviously, if you type that in, you'll probably be able to figure out where we are. But new little football club, Sunday League, that I'm a part of, and basically, he's my sponsor, and we're another
Loxton.
player's Chiron Loxton, and we're SoulInsights is another player's sponsor. So I might try and get a bit more like sponsorship within
Sponsor
the
the whole
club
team,
as
mate.
well.
We'll sponsor
I'll
the
try.
whole team.
Try and get something within the club when we're doing away kit. Maybe we can have a look at getting something on the front of it.
Oh,
SoulInsights
yeah.
on the front of it, because it'd be a lot cheaper then, because it'd only be for the away kit, the tops. So it might be like a few £100 sort of thing. But we can see what happens, because that'll probably be a next season thing. So we've got a year to figure that out. But
You'd probably be top of the league, though.
Exactly. So if you type in St. Berthevin FC on Facebook or Instagram, I think are the two, then you'll be able to find it. It's that.
What league is it
as I
part
say, it's that. I don't fucking know. Some Somerset league. So that's all I can say really. Some Somerset Division 3 league.
Right.
But it's a bird with St. Berthevin written underneath it with roses, I think. Yeah, so that'll be what the badge is for the page, so you can find it, and you don't find the semi-professional St. Berthevin from France, basically, because we're the parent town for them. We're the English version of their town.
All right.
So
you're
like twin towns, basically. So
it's quite a nice kit.
if you've heard of them, it is, to be honest. I like that it's not solid lines. It's like
Did you ever say in the
road
kit?
marks. No, it's yellow and black because the manager is a Leeds fan. I'm just going to say that.
What
right
they say
now.
with B-movie, isn't it? Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black.
Ooh, black and yellow.
Let's switch it up a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're only listening, you can obviously go on YouTube and you can see the kit, or there'll probably be a picture somewhere on one of our socials for the actual kit as well. So
we'll do little updates, isn't it?
But yeah, so we won our first game the other day because the other team forfeited. Otherwise, we've lost all of our games.
Fuck's sake.
But that was our first league game. We got knocked out of the cup 12-1.
Can I be your cheerleader?
If you want to,
I feel like a man keen.
You're shit.
Say,
yeah, you're shit.
Oh, that'd be banging. I'll get a mic. Just get some cheerleader.
So yeah,
there's some Bally on the side.
Exactly. So we'll perform little updates to where my team's at.
Yes. Oh, I should lead on to actually something. We should get that mystery kit as well.
We'll do mystery kit
very soon on a pod episode, because I feel like me and you should get that sorted. But we'll unbox our mystery kit.
We might have already done it.
Yes.
Who knows?
But yeah, that'd be insane. Then that'll be the team that we have to follow, because we have to do it quite soon. Because obviously we got this season to follow them.
Yeah, I don't know how long the kits take.
It better take.
And we'll have a couple kits hopefully within the next month, or we might already have them. That we'll wear on the pod as well, because we ordered a couple of football tops. So,
boom.
Yeah, I think that about covers everything.
I think so. Speaking on the topic of football as well, up the Spurs.
Fuck off. So
that's how we're ending it. I'm ending it on Spurs.
Jose Mourinho got manager of the month in his first season at Tottenham, and he got sacked. Pochettino got manager of the month in his first season at Tottenham, and he got sacked. And the new manager, whoever the fuck he's called, got manager of the month in his first season, so he'll probably get sacked. So let's just bear that in mind. And Spurs never win anything, and they're shit.
It's like at a festival, isn't it? He goes, what do you think of Tottenham? Shit. What do you think of shit? Tottenham. Thank you. That's all right.
And on that note,
we'll have to do an update soon. Like mid-season, isn't it? You have to let me know when it's like halfway through the season. We'll do a...
They're second at the moment, I'll just say that, but we are 4 games in.
Exactly. Well, by the time you hear this, the season's probably over. So
yeah, and they've probably finished 9th.
We're putting a bet on as well. Like you said, we've got to do some joke stuff. So
Tottenham to get relegated.
We could even do the bets on the pod. That'd be insane. That'd just be a pod episode of us just doing jokes.
We'll have to do a run. We'll do on the pod a run through of what we've done.
That'd be amazing.
It'd be too awkward to sit here and do the actual bets on.
Yeah, like
podcast.
Actually just say.
So we'll just be like, this is what we've put it on.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, there we go.
So.
Thank you for listening to another episode. You can find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights Podcast. Please leave us a rating and review. Check out our socials, CSI Index,
TikTok and Instagram,
the SoulInsights Index,
YouTube,
SoulInsights.